Today's topic is writing is a skill. Anyone can learn to write. With practice, you get better. That's just how it works. Writing is something that you can learn. Of course, there are people who have natural abilities to write and to improve and just know instinctually how to do certain things. Maybe they're really good at coming up with ideas and putting that on paper, or maybe they're just better at grammar. I'm not very good at grammar, but that is why we have editors. Of course, do the best you can to improve all of your skills, but in general, it's okay if you're not very good at a certain part of writing. And especially if you are just starting out or even have been doing this for a while, you're going to have weaknesses. You're going to have things that you don't know how to do. You're going to have to look stuff up. So, try different formats. One way that you can improve your writing, or maybe find that you work better in a different area, is by trying different ways of writing. I've said it a lot, but write short stories. Maybe you'll find you really enjoy writing short stories. Or try taking a year and write a much longer novel type story. Take the time to plot it out and write it. Or if you're like me, try novellas or novelettes. I find that they are very fulfilling for me because I really like focusing on one story for a certain amount of time and then being able to move on. But sometimes a short story just doesn't fulfill that need that I have to write a story, and so I like writing a novella, 15 to 25,000, 35,000, 30,000 words is really good, and it makes me feel like I'm accomplishing a lot. It makes me feel like I've really written a book. But also, don't feel bad if you just like writing short stories. You may have not finished a book, like by market standards, but you did finish a story. But just make sure you preface those things when you're explaining to people like your accomplishments or like what you've done as a writer. Um, Go out of your comfort zone. If you really want to improve as a writer, as a storyteller, you know, or just any skill at all, you have to go out of your comfort zone to accomplish that and um, to really understand how stories work better and how what you can improve on. You got to go out of your comfort zone. For me, I'm not very good at writing combat or fight scenes or wars or battles. That's just because I haven't done it very much. Of course, there is some combat, there is some stuff like that in my stories, but when I have written it and when it's been like a focus of a chapter or a big section of the book, I just feel like it's not as strong as it could be. And but that's where you can find other ways to get around these issues. For example, in the Robert Jordan Wheel of Time series, a lot of his combat styles are just stylized names like the boar running down the mountain. And that is definitely a way to do it because that gives you an idea of what this sort of sword fighting or other fighting style is, which I actually really like that. Like I said, I'm not very good at writing fight scenes, but again, maybe he did that because he wanted to get that section done, but that also wasn't the focus of it. And so try different ways, go out of your comfort zone and just try something else. My last point today is going to be don't leave your comfort zone. I know I just said get out of your comfort zone, but at the same time, it is really valuable to just get really good at one part of writing. And it is a style, it is a way of doing it. And maybe as a younger writer, you do just focus on one thing, one section, one area. You get really good at that. But then as time goes on, in the next story, the next book, you add something else. You get better and better and better. And you know, people like specific things like that. Some people like just a simple story with a classic tale, and maybe you're really good at writing those things. Or maybe you're really good at just writing a different style. I can't give you like a super good example right now, but being able to focus on one thing can be really helpful. So, if you like doing that thing in your comfort zone, stick with it. Try it. See how well you can get at that. And I'm sure people would really appreciate that. Yes, they might say you're not as great in these other areas, or oh, stories are kind of predictable because they do this thing. But things are only a cliche if been done before, but they're not done well. So if you can, for example, in a fantasy epic, write a prologue and then a boy on the farm, but you write it really good, maybe people will say, yeah, it's kind of a cliche, but they did it really good. Or I really liked the way that they did this, that they made a twist on this style. So it's okay to stay in your comfort zone. But really, writing is a skill. And with practice, you can get better. Try different formats, try different ways of writing stories or just different story styles. Share your work. I think I forgot to mention that, but at the same time, like, always be sharing your work. Really, like, people are always going to criticize you. Even amazing authors that put out really good stuff are always going to be criticized. So make sure to share your work. Get out of your comfort zone, but also stick within your comfort zone and get really good at one thing. And then you can tack on and improve other things. Thank you so much for watching. I actually started a Patreon because I am going to be releasing chapters of my current works weekly. And so if you're interested in that, definitely check out the link below. It is new. I don't think I have any patrons yet, but that's okay. It's just a way to support me in my author career going forward. I'm just trying to get out as much stuff as possible and be as valuable as possible for writers and for people who don't know what they're doing or don't know where to start. And if there is a specific topic you would like me to cover or just hear my thoughts on it, comment below. I would love to hear it. But make sure you like, comment, subscribe, do all those good things, interactions, because it really does help. I don't have a ton of followers, don't have a ton of subscribers, but I really do appreciate all the people that have followed me and that are going on this journey with me. So if you really like writing, if you really like the process of learning how to write, how to improve your writing, I would definitely say follow me, because not only am I in the process of learning all these things, but I've spent the past 6 or 7 years working on these things, so I have at least opinions on them. Whether or not they are fully formed and fully working, that's yet to be seen. But I do have lots of opinions, and I can talk about this for a long time. So thank you so much for watching. Hope you have a great day.